You're listening to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan.
Hey, welcome back to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan. Hey, we're having a good time, right? Everybody's loving life right now. Everything's so perfectly wonderful. It's, just couldn't get any better. Oh, maybe not so much for some of us, right? This is a tough time. There's a challenging time. There's a lot of unknowns out there. Well, on this radio show, we talk about a lot of things. Occasionally, we even talk about real estate. I get some flack for that once in a while, Setema, that I kind of dive into other things. But you know what? I think that's just life. We've been on this is our third year, so somehow they keep asking us to come back. And having you on the show has been a great honor. We've had a good time talking today. And I wanted to tell a little bit about where I met you. A friend of mine, Shane Kidwell, owns Dwell Mortgage. He asked my CEO team leader through one of his guys, Brandon Christensen. My CEO team leader is Taylor Stimmel, and they asked me to go see you over in the Seattle area at an event. And, one of the things that you talked about then was being honest with yourself first. Sometimes, it's real easy to judge others, real easy to take that negative approach we've been talking about, especially if you're not, you're kind of believing your own BS. And, I just kind of want to know, how do you go about with your training of people? If someone needed some help in leadership or wanted to make some changes, what have you been able to develop in your own self based on your experiences that helps others so much?
Well, we run programs, right? One of our programs is called Immersion. It's this 4-day deep dive intensive. And if you've ever seen the videos, right, where we have people on the beaches, in the ocean, we have them on the hills, we have them in the classroom, like it's just total immersion transformation experience. And one of the things we teach in there is such a simple model with leadership. And we explain, they did this study. And they asked all these people, hey, what do leaders do? What's the characteristic of a great leader, just a leader, period? And everyone had all these different answers. Leaders are this, and leaders are this, and they're courageous, and they have vision, and they're bold. But not every leader had every one of those characteristics. But the one thing that 100% of leaders have is that, and it's like so simple, it's that leaders lead. And so in a time like this, and some people are like, well, that's so obvious, but you don't need a title to lead. You don't need a position to lead. You don't need money to lead. You don't need wealth or luxury or celebrity status. You just got to be willing to lead, and that means stepping up and making those tough decisions and being willing to be held to the highest standard. And we teach leaders how to go to the next level, right? Because there's always a next level. There's always another level. There's always something that whether you're leading your family or you're leading 10 people or you're the leader of 6,000 people in your organization, there's always another level. There's always something that can be tweaked or corrected or adjusted so that you can be at the next level in every part of your life. And so that's one of the things I would share with people is, in what way could you better lead? Lead yourself, lead your marriage, lead your children, lead your home, lead your people. And especially at a time like this where, employees and even people in my organization, there's some fear. They're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And we run seminars, and if no one's traveling and people can't travel, now what? And this is where I get to step up and lead and assure my people and communicate the vision and communicate the message. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's a great time to be alive. It is a great time to be a business owner, an entrepreneur. It's a great time to have your eyes wide open, your heart open, and just ready to go serve and make a difference.
And one of the things you said in your email that I read, just about this whole situation, is you said, hey, sometimes, people are living, you acknowledge people are going to be financially stressed out. There's people that miss one day of work in the hospitality field, for example. Boom, that's it. That's the difference maker. And all of a sudden, everything's turbulent. And one of the ideas that you had for those that have a little extra, maybe go to a local store, maybe buy that gift certificate. Maybe that cash flow might just help that hardware store, might just help that bakery. Might just help that, friend you went to high school that opened up a startup 2 years ago, and maybe just give him a little cash infusion for a future return. I thought that was a profound way, of an actual thing that you can do with real purpose, real direction, and real selflessness at the core.
I believe 100%. If we all stop spending our money, like, we're really in trouble, because every dollar of income that we receive, it comes from someone else, right? When we create value. So I'm not saying to keep spending like you normally would, because you've seen like the luxury market. I mean, they're going to take, I think the news was like a $400 million hit this year, which is like great. But where you're going to see an uptick is in necessities, like things that are really necessary. And we're still like, we go out to eat every day still until they shut us down. Like, I'm telling my family, hey, let's go out to eat. Let's go enjoy a burger, or let's go to cheesecake, or let's just. And once they shut those down, now that we can come back home, and I just believe strongly in supporting local businesses, small business owners, people who businesses online. Like, you can't just stop, right? Because imagine if everyone in the world we just sit on our money. Money's useless. It's got to move. And as I spend on Amazon and that worker, right, they're going to get money, then they're going to spend somewhere. And it just, the money cycles, and that's really the society we live in. So we don't live back in the farmer days where you just go trade chicken and eggs and cows. Mm-hmm. We got money.
Yeah,
so
Bartertown, USA we're come and gone, right? Bartertown's no longer there.
Yeah, there's no longer an option. So you've got to be wise where you spend. But, man, just double down on yourself. Like, invest. Put your money into growing your mindset, your skills, your perspective. And, we're taking every opportunity with my 3 sons, right? My wife, we were kind of homeschooling them today. They were on the computers and they were in books. They went and did like a 3-mile hike today. We're going to take advantage of these times to make it the best time they've ever had.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Isolationism, social distancing doesn't mean you can't climb the mountain. You can't go, it doesn't mean you can't look at the sky or gaze at the sunset, and keep your 6-foot separation, whatever you need to do to make sure you're safe. But at the same time, Mother Nature's not the enemy right now, right? I mean, per se, there's still some cool things that we can do. You might have to drive 20 minutes, you might have to drive 30 minutes, but, again, get out there and feel good about yourself. And when you're talking about investing in yourself, sometimes don't be afraid to fail, right? I mean, it's okay to get that C. You don't have to be the A student in the next thing you want to do. If I'm going to go learn how to make pottery, I'm pretty sure I'm going to fail forward a lot. But, what other time in my life would I say, I've always wanted to be a guy that, knows how to make pots, and let me go do it now, and have that courageous behavior behind you, have that courage to say, I'm just going to take this time and do something I just wanted to do. And then I'm going to ask a friend to do it with me. And I think that's the part, maybe you could talk about that. Like, it's okay to try to inspire someone else, even if you might feel like you're being a little rah-rah right now. It's okay, isn't it?
Yeah. You really are, you create your world. You create your reality, and you create what you're going to experience. And I know people, they may fall short in paying their mortgages, their cars, and I would tell people, whoever's in that situation, because I was there back in 2008, where you're so stressed out about not paying your bills, and again, maybe I'm speaking just a small minority here, but I'm going to tell everyone, if you're in that space and you are stressed out because income's not going to come in, and the last thing you're going to want to worry about is paying a home, paying a car. That's like that. You can be late, and you're not the only one. The reason I'm sharing this is because there's people who they're so stressed. They think it's the end of the world. I'll never forget February, March 2008. Right. So all of 2007, we started to contract, and we started to just keep spending our money, and I ran out of money. Mm-hmm. We burned through a large amount of money paying my people, our offices, our ad spend. So when February or March of 2008 came, I thought I was going to die. I thought it was just the end of the world. And I think it was February 1st came and went, and then I didn't pay my bills. And then the second came, and I was like, oh, my gosh. So I had stressed. I had made up all this stress because I couldn't pay my bills. Now, obviously, hit the bottom, repossessed cars, foreclosed homes. But don't let that stop you, right? You've got to be able to reinvent yourself and re-engineer and reset, and just don't go stress. Like, you will make greater decisions if you are in a place of peace and power and not making up stories. And I'm telling you, a lot of people, they're making up stories like, oh, it's the end of the world, and what if I can't pay this? I'm like, then you can't pay it. And you figure out what you can pay, and you go and call your banks, and you go and call your lenders, and you call, or if you're renting, or, I mean, like, you get on the phone and be proactive. If you got an SBA loan, get on the phone and be proactive and say, hey, look, and you're not the only one. I'm telling you, everybody is being impacted. So not to give you some hope, but to just know, like, hey, keep your head on, right? Keep your feet grounded. Make sure you're clear. You're not buying into the fear. And this is, like the scripture says, right? This too shall pass. It's going to pass. It's just, are you going to get bitter because of it, or will you get better from it? And I love what Tony says, right? It's not happening to you. It's happening for you. It really is. Like, I believe that 100%, and it will make all the difference in your happiness every single day right now.
Yeah, adversity breeds clarity if you let it sometimes when you look back on it. Hey, what's the best way for people to research you, Setema? Is it your website?
Yeah, I'd tell people go to my website, setemagali.com, SETEMAGALI.com, and on there you can follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I've got a podcast, Your Daily Revolution, Stitcher, iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify. And then we have our different, there's an email list. There's just a number of ways to follow the conversation. And, look, I love, and people say, hey, what do you do? Are you a motivational speaker? I'll say, no, I'm a coach. So I look through the lens of a coach to help you to win, right? To win your life, to win your fitness, to win your marriage. And when I say win, I mean produce results. God, it's about results. Like, that's what I do. Like, if you want results, you come work with me, because I will help you to produce money in your bank account, a more connection in your marriage. You want to lose weight? We got a client right now who's already like 40 pounds down. Right? He's dumped 40. We've had guys go hike Mount Kilimanjaro, do Ironman, do SEAL Fit Kokoro. We've got clients who've written books, who started podcasts, people who were marriage was on the rocks, and now they're happily married again. I mean, I'm the results guy, right? That's what we do. So setemagali.com, check that out. There's a lot of ways you can stay connected, and a lot of free content that we can give you to help you move your life forward.
Well, you're a selfless guy. I appreciate your time. Just Google him, man. That's the key. He's all over the place, and I've been there. I've watched him in action, and it's powerful. My friend, you're the best. One day's notice. We don't know each other that well. Know each other better than we did, and that's powerful in itself. Just your action, just boom, just like that. I threw it out. You answered it. There's a good example. Wayne Gretzky, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Might as well go for it. And you responded. So you never know. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it, my man.
All right. Good luck. Take care. We'll be back in a few minutes with Home Sweet Home and Russ McClellan. Thanks for that.
Home Sweet Home. Thanks, Keller Williams. I love my dream home.